Now here come the demons, going viral, spinning the narrative like they always do. Because they can't create, all they can do is manipulate. And these are the same people that will ignore the fact that we still have sundown towns right now. So make it make sense. Since I'm not a demon, I'm gonna make it make sense for y'all. So let me cook. So I want y'all to check out this article with me. Trump administration ends quote-unquote segregated facilities banned in federal contracts. President Trump revokes President Lyndon Johnson's decades-old order of diversity and affirmative action practices in the federal government. To keep it simple, this is DEI. The very beginning. The change follows Trump administration reinterpretation of civil rights era laws to focus on anti-white racism rather than discrimination against people of color. As I always said, the only way racism can be combated is by another person of the same race. People of color cannot compete with the white racism because they are on top of the system that's controlling us. But like I said, they'll come online and go viral and act like they don't know their jobs are literally holding us back. Now check it right here on flashbacks. They say before the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, businesses and public facilities in the American South practiced a rigid form of racial segregation by using signs, whites and black Americans to restrooms, entrances, etc. You see, the issue with this that no one want to clearly say is that integration is what caused slavery, y'all. The mental slavery. So essentially, the segregation stopped and the integration started around World War II. And as I stated plenty of times before, we never won this war. So we're still in World War I till this day. This is why we are enslaved now. Now check out their plan on how they gained control of our minds. 1948, they desegregated the armed forces, meaning they allowed blacks into the military. This is when they started introducing those hot sauces that gave us the diseases that spread through our communities. And also when they started getting finances from their system. 1954, they started to add us into schools, obviously in order to brainwash us on everything they already created on top of our system. 1964 and 65, they allowed us to be integrated with everything, as in business-wise, for our consent to steal our trust fund. We is all allowed to integrate in everything besides their actual communities. Think about that. This was a setup to brainwash everybody. So why should we integrate in a society that don't even want us? Because they literally created a system that's DEI that excludes us and includes everyone else. So DEI started when segregation ended. So why integrate to be diversified? Make that make sense. And I bet you can't. You see, people can say they're not racist all day long, but they still think lower you inside their own minds. As in, they won't even listen to me just because of the way I look in general. Or they rather listen to somebody else that look more like them. Especially when it comes down to the truth. And it is, just look at any business or field. You got the healthcare. Who all the doctors look like? You got law enforcement. Who all the cops and deputies look like? The legal system. Who all the lawyers and attorneys and judges look like? Restaurants. Who all the management look like? All the sweet cozy jobs to where you don't even face the outside at all and get mad bread for. Who do they look like? You see, they fail to mention how the way they have these smooth, easy jobs and easy lives, but they still act as if they do. Because they don't realize how hard it can really be out here for people like me. Because of the DEI programs. And obviously that we are prisoners of war. They still to this day don't realize that their job is holding this system down and specifically harming us. So when all those people are on top of every field, how is it possible for someone like me to come up? How is it possible for me to do anything? Like even if I wanted to run a business, the people handing out the loans, which is basically your own trust fund, is controlling it. They get 5%, we get 35%. Come on, bruh. That's why black businesses seem so bad now. It's because they can't get the funding that they need. While you got everyone else got a DEI programs which allows them to get the funding that they need. This is why all the businesses we do see isn't really ran by black people as a majority, even though this is our land. And that's why these people trying to spread all that fear for, because they know they stolen our land. They know they stolen our money. They know they've been committing fraud this whole time. So the segregation thing, think of it more like signs saying Americans only. But don't forget who the real Americans are. And don't forget, people have to do the citizenship to become an American citizen, not a United States citizen. And also this goes right back to birthright citizenship, because there shouldn't be people from other lands coming over here ruling like they did, because they can get into the governmental system like they just did and destroy the country for hundreds of years. And we seen this all play out to someone from the inside had to work against them. Because from the outside, the system designed so people like us could never do it. Y'all see what happens every time we did end up rebuilding a community by ourselves for the quote-unquote black people. They burn it down. They bomb it and attack it. And that's also because of those programs. We're not allowed to say, hey, only blacks allowed. No, we get burned. So we're forced to go everywhere else. But while they have everywhere else, they can still say, hey, only whites allowed. Or whatever race they are. I mean, there's literally cities right in here in America that's full of other people that's not even from here. Meanwhile, we can't have our own, you know what I'm saying, organized city anywhere. But we always gotta deal with issues. People over policing, raising bills. Man, y'all know everything I'm talking about. I mean, it ain't nothing new, but it's just more proof of what's been happening this whole time. Allowing this to come back, which is basically taking away integration that caused us to be mentally enslaved to our enemies. So take it as a good thing and stop listening to these demons out here. Anyways, y'all know how to keep it. Y'all be guys. Hey.